What is going on? What is going on? How are we doing this afternoon? We are talking today about how to keep your energy high in the midst of a long work day. I've had a lot of people have been DMing me and talking to me. The main thing's been the sweet tooth I'll talk about today, but also the energy during the work day. Not at the beginning of the work day when you wake up in the morning, but what's going to work for you to make sure that you have energy all throughout the day after that lunchtime, middle of the day. So if that's what you want, you need help with that, just go ahead and comment 11 and I'll send you the guy that breaks down everything I'm going to talk about to you today in this live stream. But today we're talking about 3 things you can do right away to start taking control of your health and your energy so that you don't have to have that midday crash. All right. So number one, if you want to see number one, just comment 1 right there and I'll go ahead and start with it. Number 1. We have three or four we're going to talk about today. Is going to actually change everything for you. If you're not sure about it, you know how to do it yet, this is going to really be a game changer for you. So comment 11 if you need the guide, and comment 1 if you want to see me start talking about it, because we're going to go relatively deep today. Not too deep, just enough for you to start taking some action today. All right. So number 1, we want to start with making sure that, I'm sure we all know this already, but eating whole foods. I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Because a lot of times, from what I tell people, that they say that the main thing that they're eating on a day-to-day basis is they'll get their Starbucks coffee with 5 squirts of of your favorite cream. My person like the white mocha, but that's neither here or there. They'll get their Starbucks sandwiches. They'll order some from a food truck. If that's you, let me know in the comments, because it's real. It's real life. You'll go to the food truck. Maybe you leave the hospital, you leave the office, and you go to the food trucks. You order or go on DoorDash, and it's just processed food. It's just nonsense that you know for sure. It makes you feel good in the moment, but afterwards, you're in a place where you start to feel yourself get sluggish. Your stomach might start hurting, you might start bloating. Maybe your joints start hurting a little more. It's a really easy fix to that. You don't want to have to be a victim. It's really, really easy fix to that. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that even if you are going to order out, maybe you don't have the time, right? Maybe you don't have the time to prep meals all the time, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What you're going to do is you're going to just make sure that when you're going to order out, whether it's on DoorDash, preferably not a food truck, but if it's on DoorDash, you go for the whole foods. For me, that usually looks like either Mexican food, that looks like Mediterranean food. That looks like food that typically has 1, 2, or 3 ingredients. If you can get that food, it's not perfect, but we're not looking for perfect. We're just looking for what's going to get you through the day for right now until you have action that's tailored to you and how you live your life. So you want to start with just whole foods, things that you know are going to fuel you, that your body can use to break down for energy rather than it taking more energy out of you. So that now when you're going through the day, you feel wide awake, you're alert. You don't have to feel like you're sluggish. You don't have to be in a place where your production is going down because you want to eat something good. You can have the best of flavor and the best of what's going to help your body produce the right hormones, produce the right energy so that you can keep going through the day. So number 1 is going to be whole food. That's absolutely crucial, whole foods. Those guys coming on in, welcome on in. If you do not have it already, it would it would be a real shame if you didn't get your hands on a copy of my Sustainable Health Guide. Comment 11 if you need that. It's going to teach you exactly what to do, step by step in bite-sized chunks, how to start getting into a routine that's actually going to fit into your lifestyle as it is today. Not any crazy meal plan, not these crazy Olympic workouts, but more so what can you do right now in the craziness of your life right now to start building up what's going to take to start getting healthy, feeling amazing, and feeling the freedom that you've always had and always dreamed of mentally. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is one that my clients typically find themselves doing just without thinking about it, but it's taking the time to stretch in between breaks. I call it breaks, right? On the count of hands, how many people just comment? Let me know in the comment if this is you. Comment me if this is you. Do you stretch at all? Forget work, just in general. Do you stretch on a regular basis? I want to know how many people stretch or get mobile or actually can touch their toes. If that's you, let me know. If it's not you, let me know too, because that's something I'm going to show you guys. I might have a training coming out for that in particular, but I'm going to tell you what to do right here in the live stream that you can actually do in between work so that you're not feeling so fucked up in the knees going up the stairs. You feel yourself starting to get tired. You huffing and puffing. That's not good. I want to know who's actually struggling with their mobility and their flexibility. Because it's going to come down to just finding a spot. For what I tell my clients, if you work in an office or if you work in a hospital, just go to the bathroom. It sounds kind of weird, but does it matter about looking weird, or is it more so about you feeling good? Go to the bathroom, go to a stall, and just, you can do some lunges in the stall if it's big enough. You can bend to your toes and stretch your hamstrings. You can put your foot in your hand and stretch your quadriceps, which is a lot of things you can do right away to start making the energy shift that you want every single day, so that you feel more energetic. You don't feel like you're bogged down. You can just be where you want to be. And number three, we're going to deal with just breathing. Just breathing. One thing I know about a lot of people who follow me and they come through and watch my content is that no matter how much work you do, no matter how well you eat, no matter how much you work out or how consistent you are, the one thing that's always been there for a lot of people who are here it's stress, it's anxiety. It's being too caught up in your head, overthinking. I'm going to do it right here with you guys. You guys can follow me to do it right now, but it's learning how to control your breath. You know, in Asian lore, they typically, well, at least Chinese, I'll speak on Chinese, breath is life. And so the less you're in control of your breath, the less you're in control of your life. And you know, the flip side works too. The more you control your breath and your breathing, the more you're in control of your life. The more you can manage what comes through when life comes at you. So hold that for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8 and hold it there. And when you feel yourself start to get really riled up, someone's giving you all these orders to do, you feel very overwhelmed. The worst thing you can do is to sit there and start trying to rationalize it and think about it. What you want to do is get back to feeling present again. And that's going to come from just breathing. Just breathing. You don't got to engage with those thoughts in your head that make you feel like you're out of place or you're out of control. That doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be you. Just take the time to breathe and just meditate. Even if you're walking down the hallway, you're walking in the office, or you're doing some work, no one has to know what you're doing. This is you versus you. Just breathe. And that'll make it a lot easier. I'm sure those of you who are in here right now who are watching it, you can feel the difference it makes by just breathing, just holding that breath and breathing. It's going to make such a major difference. Those of you who are watching the replay, just comment #replay, comment mindset, so I know that you're in here watching it and doing this thing with us, because this stuff is evergreen. It doesn't matter if you're doing it now in 2024. Maybe you're watching it in 2027. It doesn't matter. This is always going to be new and true. It's always going to be the way. Always going to be the trend, right? It doesn't matter what the trend is at the time. This is always going to work for you. So the 3 things I'm going to mention them again. You can go for 1, eating whole foods. Beginning of the day, lunchtime, after the day, it's going to keep your energy stabilized throughout the top of the day, all the way until the end of the day when you're getting ready to go to the gym. Number 2, you want to get mobile. I want to stretch out, maybe once every hour or every 2 hours, whatever works for you in your current state. That's what's going to be best for you. You don't want to do too much and go past your limits right now. We want to get used to what we can do right now, and then from there we can start to grow. And then number 3, you want to make sure that you're taking really good care of your breath, your breathing, your mental, your anxiety. If that's a thing for you, if the stress is a thing for you, that's okay. It is what it is, but you got to manage it. It's on you. You can do that with breathing. Just simple. You don't got to do too much. It's simple, very calm. You're not trying to be big and boisterous and crazy. That's. I mean, it's cool for some people, but for you right now, in the place where you might feel overwhelmed, it's the last thing you need. Just keep it calm, peaceful. Get back and go on and carry on with your day. That's all you need. I've got 7 more tips just like that's going to help you. You can do them right now in the moment. Nothing crazy. Just take it small, piece by piece, chunk by chunk. Just comment 11 right there in the comment. I'll send you the guy that puts all these things down in a really digestible piece of literature that you can use to start making those changes. It's not about going the whole mile on day 1. It's about taking that first step. That's all we want to do here. So when you get that, guys, I'm going to walk you through those steps piece by piece so that you're not trying to scramble in your head and figure it all out. It's really a lot to deal with if you're trying to do this whole thing by yourself. Just comment 11 and I got you right there. Any questions, I'll be here for 1 more minute and then I will hop off. Courtney, welcome on into the TWT show. If you're not aware already, we are talking about three steps you can take right now if you are feeling stressed or you feel your energy dip when it's lunchtime. We said number 1 was taking care to eat whole foods only. If you get to food truck there, I would avoid that. I would go for the Mediterranean food or the Mexican food. That works best for me when I want to eat out, if I don't want to meal prep. Number 2, again, mobility. And number 3, taking care of that breath. Have it on ready, coming 11. I will send you that guide immediately. To those who did not get the question answers, put them in the comments afterwards, and we will reconvene later at a different time. Adios. I'm out of here.